At least 120 people are dead and more than 160 missing after a tropical storm devastated the southern Philippines, unleashing flash flooding and setting off landslides. Most of the deaths from Tropical Storm Tembin were in the hard-hit provinces of Lao del Norte and Lao del Sur and on the Zamboanga Peninsula, according to an initial government report on storm casualties. Romina Marasiga, of the government's Disaster Response Agency, earlier said authorities had reported at least 75 deaths were due to landslides and sudden surges of floodwaters, but added those initial reports needed to be confirmed. An entire village was buried by a mudslide, according to reports. It is the latest disaster to hit the Philippines, which is battered by about 20 typhoons and storms each year, making the archipelago that lies on the Pacific typhoon belt one of the world's most disaster-prone countries. In Bukidnon province, one resident said people were swept away after they were trapped by rising floodwaters in their homes. There used to be 103 houses here, but when the flash flood happened, everything was washed out, said rescue worker Victoria March. So that's what happened here. All their homes and livelihoods gone. And we have 90 families, as of today, that are affected and listed to be in our evacuation centers. Bong Eding, mayor of Zamboanga del Norte province's Cebuco town, said a search and rescue operation was underway for more than 30 people swept away by flash floods in the fishing village of Orga. 5 bodies have been recovered so far in the village. It's really sad because Christmas is just a few days away, but these things happen beyond our control. Mr. Eding blamed years of logging in the mountains near Orga for the tragedy that unfolded on Friday, adding that he and other officials would move to halt the logging operations. The rest of the deaths were reported in Lao del Norte, where floodwaters from a mountain also swept away several riverside houses and villages, and Lao del Sur, police and officials said. Thousands of villagers moved to emergency shelters and thousands more were stranded in airports and seaports after the Coast Guard prohibited ferries from venturing out in the rough seas and several flights were cancelled. An inter-island ferry sank off northeastern Quezon province on Thursday after being lashed by fierce winds and big waves, leaving at least 5 people dead. More than 250 passengers and crewmen were rescued. Tembin, known locally as Vita, strengthened and picked up speed late Saturday, packing maximum sustained winds of 105 km per hour and gusts of up to 145 km per hour. It struck the southern section of western Palawan province late on Saturday and was forecast to blow away from the southern Philippines on Sunday toward the South China Sea. It is unfortunate that another tropical cyclone, Vita, made its presence felt so near Christmas, presidential spokesman Harry Roque Jr. said, adding that food packs and other aid were being distributed in storm-hit communities. Earlier in the week, a tropical storm left more than 50 people dead and 31 others missing, mostly due to landslides, and damaged more than 10,000 houses in the central Philippines before weakening and blowing into the South China Sea.